Good morning. I'm Ed Parcaut here with Mike Kelly, Real Estate Jerky Daily. Yeah, you didn't hear?
No, what happened?
So supposedly they'd been talking about the Charlie Cooks. They have the person,
Kirk's killer,
the person of interest. His dad actually brought him into the police station.
Turn his ass in.
Yes,
good,
and took him in.
Good,
yeah. And here's the thing: there's people out there that when you have a different opinion, they disagree with you. Just they don't like your opinion. Then there's other people out there who, if they don't like your opinion, they don't like you at all anymore.
And you have to no longer exist.
Right. And that's not what's right. Those people need to go to some type of counseling and get help, because you're supposed to be able to have arguments and walk away okay, not wanting
with more knowledge.
Yes. And
you don't have to agree with them.
You never have to agree with them. I mean, sometimes I used to say it's no sense having a battle of wit with an unarmed opponent.
I love that. I remember my grandpa using that.
Yeah, that was my grandfather.
Yeah. Oh,
So
Grandpa, I've got some wits.
It's so true, but it's like, okay, unless you open your mind to everything. That was before, when there was, how many arguments there probably was when the world was flat.
It still is, don't you know?
No, but I'm just, I'm saying that's the world is flat. Oh, we can't go do anything because the world's flat. No, it's actually round.
Yeah.
If they people, it's the same thing about religion, everything else. Just get along, people. Let's move on to real estate, shall we?
Okay.
Right now, I can't tell you. Why don't you go first, because the stock market, everything's still looking up.
Is it going flaggy?
It's not. No, I just can't see it because of
look how low that was. The week ending September 6th, wow, 425 closed sales per day.
We told you it was a slow month.
Yeah. That, of course, was everything that was in escrow in August that finally closed. Pending sales 517. That's slow too. That's going down. And the listings have gone down. We were at 868 last week, ending August, I believe. This is ending September 6th. So volume's down a little bit. That's no bueno.
It'll get better now going forward.
No, I know it will.
As I think people are just exhausted with the information we've given them for so long about how they should buy and rates will be better.
Yeah.
And then now that they hear rates are better, but they've heard that before, and then they got worse.
Well, these first 8 months feels like 2 years, to tell you the truth.
Okay, Mr.
So much stuff has been happening. And I'm not trying to be the jerk, but it's just
natural.
It's gone by quickly, but it was a lot of hard work. So
wow, there's like nobody today.
No, yeah. No, nobody's working. Nobody's working
Friday.
And the listings will be up is still
we started a little bit later because of me, but anyway.
Oh, well, they'll be here. They'll be here later. Anyway, those are the facts, Jack. There you go. You saw those numbers.
Yeah, that's hopefully it gets better. I'm sure it will.
It will.
Rates improving. And
the one thing you have to be in this business,
it's positive.
It's positive.
Yeah. Well, that was like whenever we went through 2006, 7, and 8, and everybody's like, okay, if you're going to say something negative, put some money in the jar. Well, people didn't have money, so they stopped saying things negative.
They put in IOUs.
Yeah. When I closed my first deal, my next deal. And so right now, rates got a little worse by 13 basis points. The 10-year sitting at 4.08. It's actually up. Open at 4.03. There's not a lot of news, so it's probably people taking profits and stuff right now over the weekend. They don't want to hold on to stuff.
Yeah.
What came in Atlanta Fed wage tracker, so they looked at wages in August, held steady at 4.1%. That would be like unchanged from July, unchanged from July, but down from 4.6% a year ago. Job stayers saw that wages dropped 3.8% from 4.1%. So it used to be if you stayed at your job, you got a little bit more. Now it's saying you get less. You get
a little bit less, or you get. Hey, at least you're employed, right?
Right. Well, it dropped to 3.8% instead of 4.1%. That used to be around 7%, and then job switchers was at 4.4% from 4.0%. But that used to be like 15%. If I change jobs, I got a major difference in income. It's not that way right now. Yeah.
Sucks.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Create your own business.
Overall rates are improving. They are better. People are like, is it time to refinance? It depends on your situation and where you're at. We are giving out extra 90 basis points right now to refinance now instead of waiting until the Fed does it. And because when the Fed does it, they're going to take that 90 basis points away because they think the market's going to do something. So when people come back to me and say, okay, this is what they did, and I give them a 5.5 interest rate and the APR 5.59, and they go, well, how come it's the same? Well, I've lost that 90 basis points as soon as the Fed does their thing. Yeah, we only have until then.
Right.
Yeah, that's what they're just wanting to get it going instead of waiting. What else we got going on? The European Central Bank held steady rates at 2.0%. They didn't, increase them or decrease them, but they revised their 2025 GDP growth upward to 1.2% from 0.9%.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're thinking it's going to get a little better. Here's a huge thing.
Poquito.
So there's a company that's been around for a while, and we call it EPM.
Okay. What do other people call it?
Equity Prime Mortgage.
Okay.
So everybody was like, okay, well, I got a 580 FICO score, or who does a 540 and this? Send it over to them. They'll do it. Well, they just got their
license revoked.
Their FHA lending authority revoked.
Oh my God.
HUD terminated their authority to approve FHA loans in New York, Jacksonville, Orlando, Louisiana. No, it's Kentucky. So
Louisville.
Thank you.
Louisville. Reason:
default claimed rates exceeded 200% of regional averages.
Wow.
Yeah, existing loans are safe, but EPM must pause FHA origination in those areas unless they go through another lender. Nothing worse than that.
Wow, that's bad.
Yeah, so it's just because, if you focus on that stuff, that's what you get. And then that's all you get.
Yeah.
And that's why people are like, well, you want to do this? No, I want to do VA. Yes, I'll help. And I've always said, why do a 580 FICO score? Let's just take 30 days and get you to a 620 or 640 and make it better.
Make it easier to do.
And better rate, better everything.
Everything.
And that's what's most important, because I see all the time people putting TikToks. I just got somebody in a home at 580. Yes, their rate was a point higher than the average.
Was he dancing?
Yeah, probably. But I'm just saying, you're not doing them a benefit.
Right.
You think you are, because what happens then later, 60% feel house poor. Right. So their buyer psychology and mortgage confusion right now. So right now there's a thing that shows that there's emotional strain on today's buyer. 60% of them expect to feel house poor after buying. 82% believe rates will stay the same or rise. See, and now they're thinking wrong. See, that's what we've been through over the last 3 years. That's slapping people on the face.
That's stinking thinking.
75% think current rates are unusually high, even though they're below the 50-year average. Yeah, but the 50-year average is ugly.
Yeah.
So this again goes back to us educating the borrowers out there and what's going on, and that's why we do this show and why we do our radio show. It's not for our ego; it's to educate people.
Right. And there's nothing worse than feeling house poor. Like, okay, I'm in the house, but I can't do anything now.
Well, and there's certain things eat at home.
Yeah.
Right. And we started doing that just because
Starbucks.
I go out and eat and it's a horrible meal and I pay all this money for it. It's not worth it. I can go pick up a tomahawk and cook it myself. And
what kind of music do you play when you cook that?
I don't.
No, I
music. Just throw it on. Because I throw it on the Traeger, smoke it for about, a half hour to an hour. No, I don't do it that long. It depends on where you get it from.
Yeah.
How long you have to smoke it. I just like a little bit and then turn up, cook it, and then eat it with some risotto or something else. And it's just freaking amazing.
Yeah. And you paid probably.
Well, it depends on how big it is. It's enough to feed both of us, plus maybe another meal or two out of it, or two people, another 2 more servings. Afterwards.
Both of you and the dogs.
No, the dogs don't get it. They don't even get the bone. I don't need that stuff happening.
Yeah.
60% don't think. So they said 60% don't know they can negotiate mortgage rates. Well, we all get our rates from the same place. The question is what's their comp rule? Some people are making a lot of money, and that's why their rates are higher than other people. But then there's people online who lied about their rates, and they can't really do those rates. And then you get into it, and then they're like, "Sorry, you're not approved after 30 days.
We're not going to be able to blast off."
So one of the questions that was thrown to somebody is what to do with stalled listings.
You got to either delist or change them drastically.
Yeah, one of them would be, so this is what they said: diagnose before price cut. Ask, are the photos compelling? Is the home positioned correctly in the market? Are buyers able to easily tour the property? That's a huge one right there. Because if they can't see that property, they have to go through somebody else to see that. That just kills the deal.
Especially when that other person doesn't really want another agent to show it. Meaning the listing agent wants to be able to show it to the buyers, not have another agent show it.
Right. So then the next thing is to refresh the marketing: new photos, virtual tours, better listing copy, swap seasonal images, update the description to reflect lifestyle, not just square footage, and use ChatGPT, especially the new one, to rewrite all your stuff. Even if you've already written it with ChatGPT,
just say, make it better.
Well, not only that, but
skew.
You want to have it to the buyer's journey.
Right.
Because that makes the difference of why they're trying to buy the house. You're talking to them specifically, that one person. You only need to talk to one person to buy that house.
There's no ocean there, but I mean, specifically, yes.
No, what I'm getting at is, if you, in all marketing, you need to talk to your perfect person to buy that house.
Right.
And only one person can buy that house. So if you do your buyer's journey and you talk about that house that way, you will sell it to the right person in no time.
And maybe you'll find 3 people and they can compete.
Yeah, maybe. I just get one right now.
I know.
Expand exposure, targeted social ads, agent networking, relisting. That was your thing, or relaunching the property in the MLS. It still shows that it's been there, but
right. And that's the sad thing, is you got to be off the market for a very long period of time for it to reset. I think it's 6 months. It used to be 3 months, but I think it's 6 months now that it'll reset to 0. It'll still show property history. It just won't show cumulative days on the market on the right-hand side of days on the market. So it won't say 68, 300, or 497.
Right. So how long was that had to be off the market?
I think it's 6 months.
Okay. Then that's too long.
And it moves around. That's a long time. And sometimes that 6 months, you could miss the market you should have been in. So it's really important for the agent to advertise, do all those changes, which I do every week on this one property that we still have, and in target mail, target call, just pull out all the tricks that you've learned over the years and do it. Don't just sit there and wait for somebody to see it in the MLS.
Okay. And then next week, Tuesday, retail sales. Wednesday, FOMC. That's the federal thing, the Fed's meeting. Rate decision. They're going to come out next Wednesday with their rate decision, what they plan on doing.
What do you think?
A quarter.
Okay.
Because if they do a half, it's really going to state like it's really bad.
Yeah, that you really screwed up. Yeah. For a quarter, I will.
Well, they'll do a quarter, and quarter. They're not, they're not going to get to 100%, 100 points this year. But housing starts and permits also comes out on Wednesday. Mortgage applications, Thursday's jobless claims, and HUD's official termination notice of the EPM financial status hits the books.
Whoa.
Yeah, that really sucks. And that's sad because, it was a place for people to go to get stuff done. But if you do only one thing and that's all you do, like somebody else was talking about that, and I was interviewing, they were talking about, when you're in school and you fail, you get an F, it's really bad. But in life, when you fail at a company, you learn from it, or you fail at something, you learn from it. Well, the problem with school is if you get an F and you fail at it, it's very hard to recover from it.
Right.
It messes your grade up too much, where in life you can redo whatever. It doesn't haunt you forever, and
it shouldn't.
So they need to change schooling the same way,
and
not the way they've been doing it, where just go ahead and don't worry about taking tests.
Yeah. I'll just advance you anyway.
All right, that's all I have. Do you have anything else?
No, it's going to be a great weekend. You and I will not be here Monday.
That's correct.
So that's why it's going to be a great weekend.
Well, and then also there's no news on Monday, so you're not, except for you can find out the national numbers on Tuesday will make the same.
Yeah.
It's not going to change your life by waiting until Tuesday to find out what the national numbers are.
Exactly.
Or just go to Housing Wire yourself on Monday and you can get them too.
Okay. But you need us, so just wait till Tuesday.
All right. But if you miss us that much, you can listen to us tomorrow on the radio on 1360 KFIV.
Yeah, it was a good show, I think.
And if you don't want to listen on the radio on time we do it, you can listen to our podcast on Monday, or you can also listen to with the app on your phone during the time that we're supposedly recording, not promoting, but at 12 noon on Saturday and 3 p.m. on Sunday.
That's the iHeart app.
Yeah, the iHeart app. I won't be listening to us on Sunday because the Broncos will be playing again.
Yeah, and I won't be listening to us on Sunday because I already know what we said.
All right, that's all I have. Thanks for being here.
Talk to you later, kids. Have a wonderful weekend.
Yeah, and if you guys have any questions, need help on anything, reach out. We're here. Even though we say we're not here on Monday, we're still here.
Well, my phone works 7 days a week, 24 hours.
Yeah, and now you need to move fast because once the Fed starts doing stuff, I don't think the job things this time, and that's what I think will happen is people last year, I know we were leaving, but in September the Fed lowered, everybody was like yay, and then unemployment stuff came out so wrong
and everybody said boo.
Yeah, and then that's why the rates went up.
Yeah,
I don't think that's going to happen this time.
No.
All right, everybody, make it a great day, and we'll talk to you on Tuesday.
Peace out, brothers and sisters.
All right, 1960s.